My name is Kim Harp, and I am the Bee's development manager. I've been part of what we call the Bee team, the full-time staff of the Scripps National Spelling Bee, for about 2.5 years, and I live in the Cincinnati region. The Bee and our parent company, EW Scripps, is headquartered here. We're here today to discuss how and why to enroll in the Scripps National Spelling Bee, and my colleague Julia is going to walk through the enrollment process at spellingbee.com. So as we go through today's webinar, please feel free to leave questions in the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. We will hopefully have time at the end for me to answer some of your questions live, but I'm also grateful to have members of the Bee's customer service team helping me out today, and they're ready to answer your questions after the presentation or throughout the presentation as well. So I am excited to share that this year, the Scripps National Spelling Bee will be celebrating its 100th anniversary. To help your school celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Bee, schools will have access to activities that can be incorporated into the classroom at any point of the year. From the initial 9 spellers you see pictured here in that first year, when Frank Neuhauser correctly spelled the word gladiolus in 1925, to Bruhat Soma correctly spelling 29 words at the spell-off this past May, this bee-love tradition has spanned many decades and has inspired generations. It is ingrained in our culture and society as one of our nation's oldest, most beloved events, and has impacted millions of lives. For students who participate in the program, from the school bee to the regional bee to the national bee, it's really a no-lose situation as they compete against the dictionary and not so much against each other. They are winning either way as they learn and grow through this impactful program. So this is why we still exist today. The impact of this program has not changed over the decades. This program leaves a positive and lasting impact on so many students and families. It's relatable to our own childhood. Everyone has a spelling bee story, right? We want to continue that for generations to come. And we're so glad you are here to allow this to continue. Thank you for supporting your students and giving them this opportunity. I'm going to kick it off with a video to show you how it all works.
The Scripps National Spelling Bee is a worldwide phenomenon. Starting out with millions of spellers in more than 20,000 schools. Wait, hold up. Want to see where the bee really starts? Here, in a secure vault in the basement of this unassuming building in Springfield, Massachusetts, evil geniuses toil away, defining more than 500,000 possible words. From those, the bee selects 4,000 to let loose on unsuspecting spellers all across the world, where dedicated teachers and our generous regional partners use them in spelling bees. Classroom winners go on to compete for grade-level titles. Grade-level winners go on to compete for school titles. And those champion spellers move on to the regional competition. It's the circle of spelling. Or something less likely to result in a copyright lawsuit. The best of the best descends upon National Harbor, Maryland for Bee Week. Here, the speller journey narrows from the prelims to the quarterfinals to the semifinals and ultimately the finals. Every speller is a winner, but there can be only one Scripps National Spelling Bee champion to truly claim I rule the word.
That always comes me up.
National Spelling Bee is a worldwide.
I hope you all enjoyed that video. It's just a great way to show how it all fits together. That is available on our YouTube page, so feel free to share that at your school or your district, or play it before your school spelling bee, or share it as you see fit. So for those of you who have enrolled in the past, you're already aware of the benefits your schools and your spellers receive. We've heard from so many bee coordinators over the years who find these resources to be user-friendly and everything they need to run a successful spelling bee program. They love offering this program to their students to not only increase knowledge of words and vocabulary through a fun academic competition, but also to build students' confidence, public speaking skills, poise under pressure, sportsmanship skills, and more. Our program touches more than 20,000 schools like yours across the US and beyond, with millions of students participating in over 70,000 classrooms. So I'll share a bit about what the School Spelling Bee program includes for enrolled schools. All the students at your school have the ability to participate in the Spelling Bee program, which may include classroom spelling bees or grade level spelling bees, but it must include a school level spelling bee. Your school spelling bee champion's path to the regional competition is included as part of your school's enrollment. And that path could take your school champion all the way to the national competition in Washington, D.C. So it all starts with schools being enrolled in our program. But we know that one size does not fit all. There are 3 ways your schools can participate in the Spelling Bee program. You can determine what will be the most fitting for your school. So the first one is the traditional method. Students advance from classroom or grade level spelling bees to a school spelling bee, or an online test. Students with the best test scores advance to the school spelling bee, and we provide the option for that online test through our portal. Or students can opt in. They can be nominated by the teachers or volunteer to participate in the school spelling bee. Just a quick note, if you are unsure of your enrollment status, we have a lookup tool on our website. So at spellingbee.com/enroll, you can scroll down and find the zip code lookup tool about halfway down the page. So I will go through the details of school enrollment. So school enrollment opened on August 20th, and it will run through January 31st. In some parts of the country, it could end earlier, so be on the lookout for that. But it does end on January 31st of 2025. The early bird fee is $185, which will increase to $199 on October 31st. This is payable by credit card or check. We do not accept purchase orders. And keep in mind that 1st through 8th graders are eligible for this program. So I'll share what is included in the school enrollment fee. So resources for planning your school spelling bee and resources for your students. So resources for planning your school spelling bee. They can all be found in the school portal once we receive your school's enrollment payment. Your school spelling bee coordinator will use the resources available in the school portal to coordinate your school spelling bee. There's how-to guides and trainings for school spelling bee coordinators, including the school spelling bee checklist, the 2025 classroom competition list for administering classroom spelling bees, the 2025 school competition list for administering a school spelling bee, also supplemental vocabulary materials for classroom and school levels, and access to the bee's online testing platform for creating classroom and school online tests if needed. School bee coordinators access these materials through the online portal, and they can distribute these materials to other educators at their school. Also, the Beehive newsletter. You can sign up for this free newsletter for updates and information designed specifically for educators. It includes fun activities and more. This is sent out twice a month. So then I'll cover the resources for our classrooms. So keep in mind, I have the Beehive newsletter on this slide as well. That can be shared throughout your school. There's not a limit per school or district as to who can sign up for this newsletter. Also, the Words of the Champions, a 4,000-word study resource for your school spelling bee champion, which is updated every year. So we have some screenshots of that on the screen. Also available are the Bee's official study lists with spellings and definitions for students in grades 1 through 8. Now, as far as more resources for your students, we have award certificate templates in the school portal that can be customized for classroom, grade level, or school spelling bees. Also, a 1-year subscription to Britannica Online for Kids, which is a $74.95 value, to award to a participant in your school spelling bee program. And you can even get a second free subscription if you enroll by September 30th. So the Words of the Champions resource is not only available in the school portal, but it's also available on Amazon. It's not going to be available till after Labor Day, but keep in mind that that resource can be found there as well. The Word Club app is our free app that gives your spellers the opportunity to study spelling and vocabulary on a smartphone or anywhere they can download an app. So these enrollment benefits are all listed on our website at spellingbee.com/enroll. So not included in the enrollment fee is a school spelling bee trophy, medals, or any event costs associated with your school spelling bee program. But if you're interested, we have an online store with official bee merchandise that you can purchase. So separate from the school enrollment fee are some more free resources. So let me know in the chat if you're familiar with these. The Great Words, Great Works reading list with all source books for the school spelling bee study list. They're organized by reading level so that your students can read their spelling bee study words in the context of great stories. Also, the Bees Bookshelf. This is the official book club of the Scripps National Spelling Bee, and it's a fun way for your students to engage with the words they're studying. So as I've heard directly from our 2024 Educator of the Year, Alex Carr, the Spelling Bee program allows students to really shine and sets them on a path to success. So we are so proud of Alex having such a great Spelling Bee program at his school in Orlando, Florida. We hope that you'll bring this opportunity to your students this year and for many years to come. So we'll keep the Q&A open for any questions about the information that I shared, but I will go ahead and pass it over to Julia Vermeer, Program Specialist with the Bee, who will give you a step-by-step look at how to enroll your school.
Thank you so much, Kim. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Now that Kim's giving you a rundown of all the benefits that you receive, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of how you can enroll. So it's a really simple process. Everything can be completed online, including payment of your school's enrollment fees. And then once we receive payment, you have immediate access to the school portal where you can find all of those really cool resources that Kim went through, all behind the newly redesigned password protected part of spellingbee.com. That's where, again, you could find the study list, competition guides, vocabulary supplements, and anything else you need to make your school spelling bee program the best that it could be. So I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of what that looks like once we run through actually how you can enroll. So like Kim mentioned, we do have the Q&A running, so you guys can keep your questions coming and we'll be able to answer them at the end of the webinar. So just give me 1 second to get my page going and we will walk through enrollment together. And okay, I'll make sure everybody can see my screen correctly. Okay, so give me 1 more second to actually Okay. So first, to enroll your school, you will want to visit spellingbee.com. This is our official website, and you're going to want to click this enroll button in the top right here. This is going to be where you're going to be creating your account. As you can see, if you have any questions about any of the materials or resources that Kim listed earlier, if you're thinking back on this webinar like a week from now and you're thinking, what were all those great resources that Kim listed? They're all going to be listed here on this website. But for today, once you are ready to enroll, you are going to click Enroll Now here. And just as a really quick reminder, we completely reworked the enrollment system over this past summer. So everybody this year is starting off with a fresh slate. So if you have not created an account yet for this year, you will need to, even if you've enrolled your account, even if you enrolled your school with the same account for the past 5 years, we've completely reworked the system. So everybody this year is starting off with a blank slate. So this is just where you create your account. Luckily for this, to help move us along, I already pre-created my account, so we are going to log in. And this is what you see when you first log into your account. And to start actually enrolling your school, we're going to hit begin enrollment, and that takes us to step 1, which is where you find your school. So the way you look up your school is by zip code. So you just type in your zip code here, and I'm going to hit save and continue. That moves me on to step 2, which is where I select my schools. So I want to take a quick note of the way different schools will show up on this list. So right now, if you see, right now, both my schools, I could select both of them, meaning they're both eligible to be enrolled. If one of these schools were highlighted in green, that means that somebody else, either a different teacher in my school or a different faculty member, already went through and enrolled the school already. So I can't select it, it'll be in green, already good to go. Sometimes if you look through this, you'll see schools that are in blue. That means that somebody else at the school started the enrollment process. We just haven't received payment yet. So that school will be listed as pending. And again, that just means if you select payment by check, we're just waiting for the check to come in the mail. So the school will just be listed as pending. But for now, we can select both of these schools to enroll. So I am going to do Kirkwood Elementary, and I'm going to click Save and Continue. Oh, real quick, actually, one more thing. If you do not see your school on this list, you are going to click this click here to request the addition of your school. It'll just pop up. You just type in the name, the address, with some information about the school, like the website if it has one, and what grades that it services. And then we try and get through this queue as soon as possible, but give us at least a week and you will receive an email from us once we've added your school to the database. But this is just in case you have a new homeschool or your school is new to your district and it isn't in our database yet. Feel free to request us to add it this way and we will do that pretty quickly. But for now, like I said, we are going to just enroll Kirkwood Elementary. So I'm gonna hit save and continue. And this is new this year. This step 3 is where you're going to learn about your regional partner for your area, which is the organization that's contracted with us, the national office, to running your area's regional spelling bee program. You are going to see their contact information and any information they have updated yet so far. So for my regional partner, which is the leading daily for my school, I could see the contact information, which is Brian Witt. I see that there's a deadline for the school, which is September 15th. I see that the regional bee will be happening on February 15th. So this is really handy information to know, and we like to make sure this is available for schools so you know what your program deadlines are as you are enrolling. Now, if you are enrolling your school and you just see the contact information, nothing to worry about. Since we're just starting the season for this year, some regional partners are still nailing down dates and getting locations figured out. So if there's nothing in this page yet, don't freak out. You will be able to re-access this information from the school portal, but we just like to make it available up front just so people know what the deadline is for their program as they start enrolling their schools. So I'm gonna look through it. It all looks good. So I'm gonna hit save and continue. And this is one of the things that we redid over the summer that I am so excited about, which is when you actually enroll your school and you're entering just the email and the name of your school bee coordinator. Previously, if you enrolled with us before, we used to ask a lot of information on this page that if you were the person who was enrolling the schools, you might not know all the information we were asking about for every single school you were enrolling. So we took all that out. So now you just type in the name, which I'm going to do my name today, and the email address of the coordinator. And that is all the information that you enter at this stage so far. Now, once the coordinator logs into the school account for the very first time, that is where they answer all that information. And that's just where did they hear about enrollment, if they have an idea on when their school bee is going to be held, what grades participate, how many students on average at the school they expect to compete. And that's all just information just for us to know out of curiosity's sake, so we know how many students participate in our program, which grades participate in our program. It does not nail the school down to having any specific program or any date or deadline. It's just for us to know, but just for ease of enrollment, we took that all out of the enrollment system to make it quick and easy for everybody involved. Also, if you were to enroll, you could totally enroll more than one school, by the way. And if you were to enroll more than 10 schools, there's actually an option for an Excel file. So you could just quickly and easily copy and paste people's names and emails and then upload it into the file. And then it will all just automatically enter it in for you. And it's super convenient. I've used it before. It's so nice. So we just want to make sure that everybody just has the quickest and easiest time with enrollment so far today. Oh, here we go. I have a quick question real quick. I'm going to pause. Can an individual school have more than one coordinator listed? So that is a really good question. And it's actually something I could get to at the very end of this part where I go through the actual school portal, because new this year is that you could have more than one user have access to a school's portal. So now it's not just behind one person's email address and password. You could have multiple users have access to one school's account. It's entirely new this year. We've heard everybody wanting it for so long, and we're so excited to finally be able to offer that this year. But for now, I'll show you guys how to do that. I promise it's super easy, very convenient, but for now, I'm gonna get through this enrollment. So again, I'm on stage 4, I've entered my information, click save and continue, and this is where you pay for your school. So the first thing you have to do is you have to click and accept the terms and conditions. And really quick, I want everybody know that we've been made aware that if you are super zoomed in on your browser, sometimes you can't see that terms and conditions box. But the solution is really just zooming out on your browser, and that is how you view it. We're working on a fix for it, but just in case anybody on this webinar experiences that issue, it really is that easy as a fix of just zooming out or zooming back in, depending on which one fixes your issue for you. But for now, I'm just double check. I have Kirkwood Elementary School. The total is $185 per school, and there is a $750 check fee. And today I'm going to be paying by check. So I'm going to click that. And then it takes me to a very fancy little PDF invoice that loads. And this is what the invoice looks like. It has a list of where you would mail the check on the second page here. And it is really that easy. And then once you mail us the check, we apply the payment towards your school. And then once you log in, you'll be able to access all the materials. So speaking of, I am going to make sure that we all know what it looks like when you actually are able to enroll a school. So give me 1 second, everybody. I had a login for this and I cannot remember off the top of my head. But this is going to show us what the school portal is, and I'm also going to show everybody how to add different users to an account, and that is how you'll be able to have multiple teachers have access to one school's account, for example. So for this school, we are going to look at DeSoto, log into school portal, and so this is the school portal. This is what everybody's going to see when they first log in. So we go into my account. Again, this is all the information that we used to request when they would at the enrollment stage. We now request secondary once you log in for the first time. Julia Roberts has already logged into this account previously, so we could see all this information is already entered in. And again, as a reminder, none of this information is like set in stone from our end. If you say that your bee is going to be in October, then it takes place in November. Not a problem. It is no issue at all. We just like to know this information just so we have an idea on like how many students are participating, when do bees normally happen. Again, it does not set you in stone in any way, shape, or form. It's just as like a curiosity sake for us. And then if we go to regional program information, this is where you would see regional program information for your regional partner. So this is a different school than the one I just enrolled. So we can see that information is not set up yet, but as the regional partner does fill out information on their end, it will show up on here for the school end. See, we have the wonderful bee store that Kim mentioned earlier. And we have such cute merch. Oh, I love that hat. Okay. And then if you go scrolling down the left, competition overview, this is where you can see spelling bee checklist, a lot of these materials. Classroom Bee is where you can find the competition list, including the vocabulary supplement, along with the grade level lists, including ones with and without definitions. We have the online testing platform that is going to be available to schools as well. And then if you scroll up to users, this is the incredible option where now you could have multiple email addresses for each school. So you have a different teacher at your school. Let's just say it's Julia Roberts. You can now literally just type in their name, Julia Roberts at Scripps.com. She secretly has a job with us, everybody. And you just send invite, and it's going to send that email address an email from us saying you've been invited to create an account. And once this other user logs into their account, it will take them to this school portal. It's really that easy. It's that quick. So we know it's something that's been wanted for a long time. And now school portals do not just need to be behind one person's email. You could designate multiple teachers if you want. I do believe there is a limit of 3 or 4 emails per school, but 3 or 4 users per school, but it does allow it to be more accessible to all the teachers at your school. So that was a lot of information. Give me 1 second. Oh, I have a question. 1 second, everybody. Okay. Can I enroll multiple schools from multiple zip codes and still receive one invoice for all schools enrolled? Yes, you can. So actually, we can go look at that together real quick. Let me log back into my first account. Yes, you could select multiple zip codes when you are enrolling. Give me 1 second. I'm logged in at the wrong spot. Okay, here we go. But yes, when you go to enroll, so, okay, begin new enrollment, you can click all the zip codes that you want. So let's say, just multiple zip codes, and you can select schools from multiple zip codes and enroll these all at the same time, and they'll all be on one invoice. And if you need them to be on separate invoices, you will need to enroll them separately. But if you're doing multiple schools at once and multiple zip codes, easy peasy, just like that. Okay. Next question. If I coordinate my district, but my schools enroll individually, should I also register so I have access to my school's accounts? So if your schools enroll individually, they will want to add you as a user for those schools. And then with each user that you get, let me log back into that one account because I could show you what it looks like when you have multiple schools. You will be able to, I'll show you in the top right corner, there is a way that allows you to look at all the schools that you are listed with, if that makes sense. And you'll be able to switch through them relatively quickly. So let me log into the school portal. So I only have one school in this account, so only show one. But if the schools put you as a user for those schools, as that happens, you will just see in this top right corner, you'll be able to switch through all the individual schools that you will have access to. So it's easy peasy as that. They will just need to add you as a user for those schools if you are not the one who are actively enrolling them. Give me 1 second, everybody. Make sure what other questions I could help answer while I'm here. Okay. We have one more question. Let's see. Can you participate as an individual if your school is not enrolled? So that's a really good question. However, in order to participate, the school that a student attends needs to be enrolled in our program. It is in our rules of eligibility and able to compete in our program. So it's been around for a long time. So in order to participate, the school needs to be enrolled. You cannot participate outside of the school enrollment, if that makes sense. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm going through the questions. I have multiple screens going on right now, so it's always trying to remember where I put all the questions. Oh, here's a really good one. If I enroll and I pay for all of our schools, do I set a different user and password for every school? That's a really good question. So when you're at step 3, when you're entering in step 2, when you're entering in the name and the email address of all the school coordinators for your school, those school coordinators are going to get an email from us. They're going to get one email that verifies their account, and that's just to make sure that their email receives our messages, if that makes sense. And they're going to get one to set their password. So you do not need to worry about setting the password at all. They are going to get an email from us that allows them to set the password to whatever they want it to be. It's really that quick and easy. You just type in their name and email in the enrollment process, and then they just figure it all out themselves like that. So super quick, super easy. Ooh, here's a really good one. What about homeschools? Can homeschools enroll? Homeschools are more than welcome to enroll. Oh my goodness, yes, you guys are absolutely more than welcome to enroll. You will likely, when you go to enroll, if you search up your zip code, there's a really good chance that your homeschool is not in our system. So you will need to go through that click to add your school to our database thing and then type in information for your homeschool that way, just so we can make sure that it's added to our system. But you're more than welcome and encouraged to enroll. The cost for homeschools is only $135 for enrollment. It's $185 for a school, but for individual homeschools, it is $135. And for homeschool co-ops, that's also $185. But yes, just reach out to us if you have any questions with requesting the addition of your school, but more than welcome to participate. Absolutely. Let's see. To make sure there's any other questions that I am not missing. Give me 1 second, everybody. We have one question saying that they have issues with not being able to reset their password. This is just a reminder that we reworked the enrollment system over the summer. So everybody this year is starting off in a blank slate. That means absolutely everybody. So even if you've enrolled your school with the same account for the past 10 years, you will need to create a new account this year. Everybody's starting on a blank slate because it's an all new enrollment system. It's going to be smooth and easy this year. But if you have not created an account yet this year so far, you will need to do so in order to enroll in our program for this year. A really good question. Any other? I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Thank you, everybody, for listening to me. Listening to me today, by the way. I want to make sure I am not missing anything. Oh, if I don't know who all the coordinators will be yet, can I just list myself and add them later? Absolutely. That is also, oh my goodness, I totally forgot about this. That's also something new this year, is that if you are running the bee for more than one program, you could now list yourself as the school bee coordinator for all of those schools and list your one email for all those schools. So let's say you are enrolling 3 schools and you were the person who's actively running the school, all the bees at all those 3 schools. Previously, you had to use a different email address for each of those schools. Not anymore. Now you could use the same email for all 3 of those schools. And when you log in, you will see the same thing in the top right, and you will just switch between the schools that way. And so for this instance, if you're enrolling schools and you don't know exactly who is going to be the bee coordinator yet, you could put your name and email, and once that's figured out, you would go through to the users tab, and you would just create their account this way by adding them as a user to the school, and that would allow them, again, access to the school portal, but super quick and easy this year. We've really wanted to make sure that we were making it as smooth and easy as a process for everybody, that there's no complications or anything else. We want to make sure that it's an easy enrollment because it's a really fun program. So we want to make sure as many people are able to get their schools enrolled as possible. Okay, want to make sure I'm not. Oh, I'm so happy that this is easier this year. Yes, that is literally what we wanted this year. We wanted it to be an easy process this year. So I'm so excited people think that. If you have any other things, feel free to share them. I get so happy about this. Yes, so if you enrolled last year, you will need to create a new account for this year. And again, that's just super easy. It is just let me go. It is just filling out your name, email, and then selecting your relationship to the school. So easy peasy. Want to make sure I am not missing anything, so give me a couple more seconds before I.
There's one question about an after-school program where students meet and study together and then have a school spelling bee. So yes, that is a way that your school can participate.
We know a lot of schools do it as also sort of like a spelling bee club, and I love to hear about those. I always think they're so fun. But yeah, more than welcome, especially if it allows kids to get engaged with spelling and learning, 1000%. Okay. I don't think there's any more questions coming unless Kim, you see any. Otherwise, I will toss it back to you. Oh, yes, Penny, you are correct. You can enroll all 21 your schools yourself right now as the county representative, and then later you could add the coordinators through that user tab from the school portal. And then for each school, you will need to individually make sure you're adding the correct user to the correct school portal, but that is, yep, easy peasy, just like that. And to create a new account, you are just going to go to spellingbee.com, click enroll in the top right, and then click enroll now here. And this will take you to the page to create your new accounts for this year. Yay. Okay, with that, I will let it go back to you, Kim. It was nice talking to everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Julia. And you can see her passion for the program shining through. She is a wonderful asset to our team, and she just does a great job. So I hope that was a very clear explanation today of how to enroll your school. And great job, Julia, again, on answering all the questions. And as we put in the chat, feel free to reach out to us at spellingbee.com/contact anytime. Our customer service team will be in touch within 24 hours during regular business hours, which is Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So keep in mind that that you can contact us anytime. I do see a question there. Yes, every school does pay the $185. That is the early bird fee before October 31st. So each school individually does pay that fee. All right. Well, if we don't have anything else right now, I just want to thank you all so much for spending time here with us today. We hope you learned something new about the Scripps National Spelling Bee program, and get ready to get your school enrolled for the new school year. We will be having another webinar where we walk through more of the resources available within the portal, so stay tuned for that date in September. We'll likely put that in the Beehive newsletter and elsewhere to share out that information. But with that, I just appreciate you all and your time, and we're very excited to launch our 100th year and celebrate with all of you. So thank you, and together we can give students the words they need to shine their light on the world. So have a great evening, everyone.